Hello guys, welcome to this tutorial. We'll be building personality based AI chatbot where we'll be giving a particular personality for our chatbot. So in order to train the chatbot or make the chatbot to have some personality, we'll be using GPTs that are available on the internet. So the most common GPTs which was famous was the OpenAI GPT. So we'll go to the OpenAI website, and here you can see various GPTs that it provides. So the different GPTs that the this particular platform provides are basically paid. So they charge some fees to access these GPTs. So the most common or the most recent one is GPT 4.1, and these are the different GPTs that they have, they are providing. So here you can see a lot of GPTs. So each and every GPTs differ from each other in terms of responses, the pricing model, the how much latency does it have, and so on. So it just varies, but the thing is, these are all these models generate a particular response in the API format. So as open as OpenAI is not like it's not currently giving any free resources for our use for now. So will we not be using this particular GPTs for this particular course as as our training model. So instead of this particular GPT, we'll be using another GPT, not another GPT, but another service provider, I can say. So it basically uses this particular model, which is provided by OpenAI, and give us those resources for us for free. So one of that is OpenRouter. So this particular website is offering us free sources for your training our models or you know integrating into our own projects. So we'll be using this particular GPT. So in order to use this, we have to generate a specific API keys. So the API key that I'll be generating should be kept it a secret because I cannot show it on the internet or give access to everyone. So they'll be using my API key. So it's not how it works. So you can go to this particular website and create your own logins and use this particular APIs for free. So we'll go to models. So here you can see the different models and see how much tokens that it might generate or how much it is uh, trained on. So we have several other things. You can chat here. It exactly works as any other GPTs rankings. Yes, and we'll go to docs. Here you can see several tabs that you can go through on your own. So as for this particular tutorial, I'll be just using uh, this particular. So this using the Open API SDKs for software development kit. So I'll be not be using this particular code, and I'll be using only the API directly version. So I'll be doing everything on Python. So I'll be using this particular code. So I'll be copying this and go to my particular folder, go to CMD, and here I'll be creating Python files. So notepad main.py, and here it will generate the Python file. I'll be using the text editor notepad for my convenience. So here I'll be pasting that the code. So here you can see it imports request package. it imports JSON package, as we'll be dealing with the JSON APIs, that it will be the response will be coming in JSON format, and requests for the request that will be sending to our APIs. So this is the URL of the OpenRouter, and here you can see the authorization that our API key will be configuring it. So as we don't need to worry about the HTTP referrer or X title for now, and this is the particular model, and here you can see messages. So messages are the ones that I can uh, give the personality for our chatbot, right? So as I said, we need a API key. So for that we will go here and we will log in. Okay, as you can see I have logged in. So now I'll go to here, this particular tab, and here you can see create API key. I'll click on that, as I'll be creating a personality based AI chatbot. We give the name as chatbot, and here you can also see the limit, credit limit, that is optional. So you can leave it for unlimited, unlimited credits. So here I'll click create. So it will create this particular API key. So I'll be blurring this API key, but you will get the option for copying and paste it in your code. So I copied the API key, then I will go to here and I will create another Python file. So I'll be pasting that particular API key over here. I'll save the key here, and I'll be saving this particular file as config.py. I'll save the file. Now I'll go to main Python file, and I'll be importing that particular config file. So import config. So now what we are going to do is, as we have generated the API keys and already imported that API key into our code. So now what we are going to do is, we need to install this particular package, as I don't have request on my system. So what I'll do is pip minus -m python -m pip install request. So this will install the request package into my directory. So now it's working. So probably I don't even need this JSON package for now. So this will be the simple code that we'll be doing here. So we don't need that. So we have imported the request package and the config package for our API key. So now we have basically imported everything that we need for now. So next what we are going to do is, we go here and this is URL headers. In header, the OpenRouter API key is already there. Okay, as I need to paste the API key, what I will do is I'll write config, which is the package on .api key that I have. Okay. So we have okay. So I imported the, so I'll be creating this as format tag, and if the codes I read this. So we have given the authorization for usage of our API key. So now I don't need to post this as well response. So we're gonna take this out for now. We have URL header and HTTP refer. I think I don't even need this. Text title, no need of it for now. So it will be just a basic level code. So the main thing is I need a content type. So content type will be JSON content type, as it will coming in the JSON format. So I'll write application JSON. Okay. So now we have given the request for that. We set up the request format. Okay, everything is good. I will rename this as API URL. Okay, again the URL, we have set up the headers. Now I will use, I think I just delete this particular thing and I'll create my own messages. Messages equals, so I'll be writing here 3 key value pairs. I will tell you why. So because it will take 3 different users. One is for system, another is of user, and another is of assistant. So I will explain as I code this. So for the first role, I will give it as role. It's the particular key, and the value is system. So system is basically my operating system that will inform the GPT like how it should have the personality, right? So the content that it will gonna say to the particular GPT would be, so let's just give the personality to be of let's say let's train the model as a comedian. So I will write it as you are a stand-up comedian who cracks jokes and keeps the light, right? So this will be the personality of our model that will be generating now. And so another role that we are going to give is role which will be of user. So user will be me or you yourself. So we are the users. So this particular line will tell the GPT that these conversations have already happened. So it will think like these messages are given by us to act like that. So this is how we are giving the personality for our GPTs, right? For our chatbot. So the content which the user will be giving is it can be of anything. Now, so let's say content will be content. So let's say, what is my name? Or let's say describe yourself. It can be anything. It can be anything, right? So this is a particular thing, and the another role we'll be giving will be of the GPT, which is the assistant, right? So its particular response. So role assistant. So the content that it will give us will be let's say I am a stand-up comedian who just make people laugh and make them feel light. Okay, so this will be the content that the assistant will be giving us. Okay, so it basically uh, train the model here. So now, so how does it work? So now what we are gonna do is, as we are given the messages, we move forward and write the actual code. So while to let's say keep the code running until I say exit or buy, something like that. So I will take the user input input which is us. So you code it. So now we are gonna validate the user input. So if user input, so let me take everything in lower cases. So if the user input will be let's say buy or exit or let's say quit, so we're gonna exit from the program. Yeah, we're gonna exit from the program. So let's say the response will be goodbye, right? And we will break from the loop and it will gonna end the program over there, right? So the next thing is, if the user does not give buy, exit or quit, so what we are gonna do, as we already have the previous messages over here. So we have said it as you're a stand-up comedian who cracks jokes, and the user has given this as describe yourself, and assistant is replied with the response. So what is happening here? So we have three different messages which have already taken place, or three or the conversation which is already taken place. So now we are gonna add the next conversation to the previous messages. Okay, so we are gonna append those messages. So messages dot append. So the role will be of user. So we'll be giving, right? So role is user and the content. Sorry. So the content will be the user input, right? So I'm gonna append the input from the user. I think it makes sense now, right? So this is we're gonna append it. So the next thing is, we have now defined which type of data model that this particular GPT is using, right? We are just given the API keys. So we'll describe everything over here. We're gonna say data model So we are gonna use a particular model which is open from the Open AI, as I said earlier in this video. So the particular model will be GPT 3.5 Turbo. So this is the particular model we'll be using. Okay, and we're gonna say that, so as we'll be sending the the messages that we will be appending or giving it a personality, so we're gonna add that into here. So this will be the request that we'll be sending, right? And we'll get the response from the particular GPT, and we'll get those response from the OpenRouter.ai that the website will be giving us in the format of APIs. So messages, it will be message, right? So these are the messages. So so uh, we so now we are sending the request and we'll be getting the response. So we can also describe what type of response we will get, or how much the response should be having its randomness, right? So in order to describe those or define those, we are going to use a variable called as temperature. So this particular variable here will define the randomness. So 0 is being the least randomness and 1 will be the most randomness. So the randomness will be like how many times you'll be running this particular code. So it will generate random responses. So if it's 0, it will be giving the same responses over and over, and if it's 1, it will be giving different responses every time. So we'll keep it as a moderate 0.8. Okay, so it will be random but not so random. So it will be having an idea that it should be not be having so much randomness, but still give the responses. So we can also have maximum number of words or maximum number of tokens that it should give the response as. So I'll just define it as max tokens. So the max tokens will be of 150 characters. Okay, it will not exceed this 150. It will be of 150. Okay, so we have defined everything: the randomness, the messages, the maximum number of tokens that I should be receiving. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna post these things or send a request. So we're gonna request dot post. So we're gonna post into this particular API URL. We'll be posting. Yeah, you got the point, right? So we'll be using that particular URL, requesting the messages over there. So what we're gonna request, the header. So this particular header will be authorizing it. Yeah, authorizing the request. Headers equals headers, and as it becomes JSON equals data. So JSON is the particular actual data. Okay. So now we are creating a post request here. So I'm gonna save this particular post request in a variable response in order to access the data, right? Equals. Yeah. So now what I can do is I can create a result equals response dot. I'm just gonna access the JSON file or JSON data dot JSON. So it will give the all the requests, sorry, all the responses that I'll be getting. So next, what we're gonna do is we just need to print out the responses. That's the only thing that is left out now. So what we are going to do is, sometimes what will happen is, this particular model might give you an error of the maximum number of tokens that is run out, or no free credits. Yeah, so for that particular exception, we'll be writing an exception code, or for that we'll be just using an if else validation here. So if any those cases arise, for example, there are no free credits or free responses that is available in this particular GPT model, so for that we're gonna check the choices. So the choices is basically the responses that you are receiving. So in particular response, you'll be receiving more than more than one choices of responses. So it will be like, if I say hello, and the GPT might reply hi, hello, hola, anything like that. So these are the different choices. So we'll be receiving in more than one response. So if choices in result, so we're gonna reply, if there are choices, we're gonna reply the result. Okay, result, as it's in the JSON format, it will have choices, and in the choices we're taking the first response, which is the index of 0, and we're gonna take the message of that. So it is any message and its content, right? So here we took the response and the particular choice. So we're gonna print it out. So print. So what bot actually said, or what our chatbot said. Bot. So reply. Okay, we're gonna print it out. Next, we're gonna append it. Message dot append. So what we're gonna append? The response of the bot, right? So to keep the messages running, role should be of assistant, right? It's the response, right? So it's the assistant, and the content will be the reply. Okay, so this is our basic code. Now, so I just gonna write the else part. Else print out there is an API error. So that's, and the result of, if it have any result. So this will help me figuring out what is happening. Okay, so this is our entire code, and now we are just gonna run it. So we'll go here and write py, and I'll call main dot py. Okay, so untermination. Okay, I have closed the this codes. Okay, okay. I think it should work. Huh? Hmm. True is not defined. Okay. So the thing is, okay. Yeah, sorry for that. So now I'm going to the command prompt to test our code. I'm going to type, let me maximize this particular screen. So py main dot py. So here you can see the user input. I'm just going to say hello. So the bot will be replying. Yeah. So we got a response. Hey there, how is it going? Thanks for stopping by for some laughs. So this is like we have give a personality that it will be telling us some jokes. So I'm just gonna ask, uh, make a joke uh, on any topic. Sure thing. So why did the Skirko win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field. Yeah, right. So you get the point. So this is how it goes, and this is how we train our model, give a personality to any chatbot. So I hope this helps or make a kickstart in your own projects. So just stay tuned for further classes or further tutorials. So thank you for now, and see you guys in next video.